Hey, how's it going, everyone? So, quick video, just a little bit of an update on what's going on with the city of Encinitas right now. Currently on my lunch break in Arizona, so kind of out of the political game in San Diego for a bit, but there's some stuff I still pay attention to and are still like promoting, like, okay, in favor of Soccer City, favor of the convention center expansion, favor of kicking out most of the traffic commission in Encinitas because they were hired by city council and basically are liaisons for the North, it was like North Coast Bike Coalition or something like that. And those are the guys that want to have everyone bike everywhere and pretty much have the streets reduced and, you know, the roads to themselves. And that's the thing I'm talking about in this video is actually the Streetscape project. So what they're planning on doing up in Leucadia right now, and there's a comment period which ends tomorrow. So if you haven't made a comment on this, go make a comment. You can either go down to the city's website if you look up the North Leucadia Streetscape project, or you can go in person to the office and file a comment card, which the city is obligated to receive and put into their notes when they send that over to the Coastal Commission. So there's a few different ways of doing it. So the way I'm doing it, because obviously I'm here in Arizona right now, you can see Arizona flag. There is, I'm from Encinitas, so I'm able to comment on this. But basically, the big issue right now is that they are reducing lanes on Highway 101 there from 4, so 2 in each direction, down to 1 lane in each direction, and a giant bike lane, because the cyclists are like, we want the roads to ourselves, and they own the traffic commission right now, so thanks to majority of city council. So that's a big issue right then and there. But yeah, so what's going on is that would increase gridlock immensely, make it almost impossible to get to the beach. So if you guys are commenting and going down to the office to comment on the Streetscape project, then what I would recommend you do is you pretty much go and say, well, my major concern is traffic and access to the beach, because that's really all the Coastal Commission cares about is access to the beach. And if you're blocking access to the beach, well, then that's a thing. They're like, nope, can't do that. You're going back to your planning stage and you're going to figure this out and do it correct. So that's a big thing. The other thing I would address is obviously increased carbon emissions, because now you're increasing gridlock with this plan, because there'll only be 1 lane of traffic, and 1 lane of traffic for horrible with the street plan, because you're stuck in between the rail corridor there, and the rail corridor, I should say, is very busy as it is, and there's only 3 crossings, 1 at La Costa, 1 at Leucadia, and then you have obviously where the project scope ends is at Encinitas Boulevard. So what you're essentially doing is increasing gridlock, because now instead of people being able to kind of bypass those, making the right or the left onto across the tracks, well, now it's you only have 1 lane and everyone's stuck in traffic and it's bumper to bumper gridlock. So that's the biggest issue, I think. So it's going to increase carbon emissions. It's going to make it hell for residents to get to and from that area, and it's also going to impede access to the beach. Plus, as I said, and you can look at my previous videos, traffic commission's already on record pretty much saying they don't care about drivers, so that's the thing. So yeah, so my recommendation again is to go down and essentially block the measure. So file a comment card and pretty much explain what I just explained to you guys in the video, and tell them, hey, back off, don't mess with Coast Highway. And what they should do is go with the alternative which they had, which was 4 lanes, so keep the existing 4 lanes and add roundabouts. That's how you improve traffic over there. not by reducing lanes. This traffic dieting thing is fake news. It doesn't work. Take it from someone that works in the planning sector. It doesn't work. So there's that. And the other thing too with that plan is, they're going to be double tracking the rail soon. So that's another issue. And then they're also doing the eastern alignment for the rail trail anyways. So if the bike coalition really wants their bike path and being safe from drivers, then you work within those parameters. You don't go out of that right away. And because right now they're just saying, oh, we want to own the road. And I have family and friends that go out and ride, and they hate being on the road because of drivers. And you're saying you want to reduce lanes and piss off drivers for them to do stupid stuff and then potentially run over motorcyclists. Although the biggest issue is cyclists just running the stop signs and everything over there, and that's actually what causes the majority of the accidents. So if you see they're claiming all these statistics, well, it's unsafe for cyclists. Well, the cyclists in themselves are unsafe. So can't really prevent Darwinism. So that's my 2 cents on the issue. So again, go down and file a comment card, or go on the City of Encinitas website, go to the Streetscape project, North Acadia Streetscape, just look it up on Google, you'll find it. There should be a planning email address at the bottom. Email her, or as I said, go into the office before 3 o'clock tomorrow and file your comments saying, hey, we oppose what you're doing with the Streetscape project. Go back to the drawing board. Don't reduce any lanes on Coast Highway. And that's the way of stopping it. Now, there is an appeals process which happens 10 days after the city submits it to the Coastal Commission. That's one way of, another way of blocking it if it goes through. The only other thing that would have to happen if it does somehow make it through the Coastal Commission is you would have to have an NIMBY group come in, or just a group of citizens saying, hey, we don't like this CEQA lawsuit, and you sue them over CEQA. And if you sue them over CEQA, then that puts the project in jeopardy. And knowing how CEQA has played out, especially how Corey Briggs likes using CEQA, if you play it like that, the city's not going to want to fight. They'll just say, you know what, we're gonna drop it and go back to the drawing board and actually listen to reason. So you can use, all these groups are saying, oh, it's good for the environment by reducing lanes and stuff. And they cite the Coastal Act and CEQA and all this stuff. But then that same legislation that they champion can be used against them when they do stupid stuff like this. So, yeah. So that's what's going on. Kind of an 8-minute video on what's going on. So hopefully it was lengthy. Please share the video. That's what's going on in the City of Encinitas right now. That's how you are going to be able to block the Streetscape project. I will be in town in a couple of weeks, and actually this upcoming weekend for Easter. So if anyone has any questions for me, feel free to reach out, and I'll try to set up a day where I can meet or do a video conference to anyone who's interested in, getting involved with this. And I can put you in touch with some people that are already working with that project and trying to say, hey, let's think logically and do this the right way. So anyways, guys, this is Spencer with CFSM Media, giving you a long planning video update. Anyways, as I'll say, stay classy, San Diego, and subscribe for more.